Hey everybody, and welcome to D&D Vlogs. Basically, another series on my channel that I'm going to do for the foreseeable future. Basically, I've done a couple videos in the past about some of the other role-playing games that I've gotten to take a part of. Basically, the World of Darkness games with my buddies Rob, Drew, Amber, Dan, a few other people, AJ, because I know if I didn't, he would beat me up, despite the fact that I'm the Brujah of the group. But yeah, and I'm part of another game now, and I wanted to talk about it because it is fun, it is interesting, and I think sharing those experiences is good, because there might be some people who are like, I'm curious about D&D. I might want to try it myself, but I don't, understand all the rules and all the complexities and stuff like that. And I'm not going to break it down because I'm like, oh man, it's the easiest thing in the world, but it's pretty easy to follow, and if you got a good solid group of people, for the most part, it's just having fun. And this is my introductory episode. Even though we've been campaigning for at least 3 or 4 months, I want to say the game started somewhere in September or October of 2020. I forget exactly. I didn't get to attend as much because of the holidays and stuff like that. But, I'm doing this now in February of 2021 because, it's fun, it's interesting. I've been in kind of a slump here on the YouTube, honestly, and this is something to get me back into the game, so to speak. It's not me just talking about characters and stuff like that, although I hopefully will again and talk about series and other stuff. But there's definitely, just a casual vlog series that I can do for sure that's easy. I don't have to do all the write-ups. So, what is up with my introduction? Well, basically, I just want to introduce the campaign, the characters, and go from there. So basically, what is our major campaign? Well, our Dungeon Master, I'm going to try and avoid using real names so people don't get mobbed and swarmed and all that stuff. But, our Dungeon Master has this campaign. Basically, if I've got all the details right, and, if I don't, I do apologize, and I will change them in the future. But basically, the gist is, I'm trying to think of how to describe it now. Basically, like the Shadow King or the Demon King, I forget the exact title, I'm sorry, is basically working slowly to take over the world. And several of our party members are from the Emerald Vanguard. Basically, the Knights of the Round Table, or, like, just heroes, who were meant to stand against the darkness and protect the world and stuff like that. And unfortunately, they went missing 1,000 years ago. However, due to some weird magic stuff, they have made a reappearance, but obviously in a different time and a different place with different stuff going on. And now, the members of the Emerald Vanguard that have risen, are trying to right wrong, save the world, defeat the bad guys. Which includes, the Shadow King, Demon Lord, I forget the exact name, I'm sorry. The 4 horsemen, yes, those 4 horsemen, of the apocalypse. And, yeah. So, it sounds like your pretty much standard RPG thing of small group of, different people coming together to fight the forces of darkness. Well, who do we have for this? Oh boy. Well, first off to start, we have it's either 2 or 3 members of the Emerald Guard. 2 player characters and 1 NPC. The first character that comes to my mind is our Dragonborn wizard or sorcerer, Aragorn. Yeah, he's a Dragonborn with magic. I don't know how else to describe him. We're still just kind of fussing around, just having fun and trying to find out who we are, I feel like. So, we're trying to play in character at times, but we don't all have our clearly defined characters. Then we have the second member of the Emerald Vanguard, El, the Goblin Warlock. Yeah, apparently, Cthulhu or some other, Epic God is like, hey, I don't like that Demon King guy, so could you just go and like smash him for me? Because that would be really great. Yeah, it's interesting. And then the third person that was part of the Emerald Vanguard, I believe, or is just some cool guy, King Lucius. Again, I don't know as much about him. He's just kind of a side NPC in case we need, support or a healer or something. Was also with them. So, not the greatest start so far. Two spellcasters and a random NPC. But we got some other heavy hitters here. And, well, I would love... I'm going to save the best in my book for last. Moving on next, we have the third player character, myself. Burgle, Badger. I forget my last name. Because gnomes like having really long names, apparently, according to the book. And, I just go by Burgle because, humans and everybody else likes short, nickname things. I'm a gnome bard of the College of Lore. So basically, by my, description of him, he's the nerdy kind of bard. Yeah, he's got a nice solid charisma score, but he's still a little socially awkward. He went to the Bard's College, he studied, he learned to use music and magic, but he didn't figure out the whole, like, he's not the stereotypical horny bard. Always like, hey, how are you doing? And how are you doing? And would you like to come back to my room sometime? He was, studying his magics and stuff. And he learned about the Emerald Vanguard and their mysterious disappearance 1,000 years ago. And, he's not the most confident, he's not the most brave, he's not the most adventure-y type of guy, but he wanted to try and do his best to help protect the world and save people and stuff like that. And his journey led him to cross paths with our Emerald Vanguard friends. So yeah, like honestly, in the very first game, we crawled into a cave, whatever thing with like undead monsters, wights, WIGHT. Yeah, and basically I played a Shaggy Rogers of Scooby-Doo type of character. He goes, oh no, what are we gonna do? No, it worked for the first game. That was definitely sometime in October. But, yeah. So, basically, I'm kind of like, if it were a show or a movie or whatever, I'm the surrogate for the audience, who's not as familiar with all this stuff and is trying to find his feet as an adventurer. And then we have our fourth member, Toby the Magnificent Armstrong, our dwarven barbarian. Sorry, bardbarian, because he has points in bard, in the bard class, as well as the barbarian class, who plays currently a great axe that's strung up like a guitar, and I believe he recently just had a great axe base made as well. So yeah, and he is definitely, I don't want to say the cliche bard, but he's definitely got the charisma score for it, and he loves everybody. If you catch my drift, he's like, how are you doing? And how are you doing? Currently, he seems to be trying to charm his way into the good graces of the queen of the kingdom that we are currently in, which I'm totally drawing a blank on the name. And she's cool with it. She's like, yeah, I'm cool with this. And yeah. So that is my basic introduction to our D&D game. Fighting the Shadow King, the Demon King, whatever title. Let's just call it the Emerald Vanguard because it's easier, and that's a name I for sure remember. But yeah, so a couple of good, strong adventurers trying to take on the forces of darkness with their gnome bard sidekick, wannabe adventurer guy. Trust me, it'll get more interesting and crazy with episode 2 because I'm going to give my own spins and reactions on our adventures. and describe them to you as best I can. So stick around for that. Like I said, it's been fun so far. I'm really liking it. Thank you everyone for hosting the game, allowing me to join in the game, and I will do my best to be there as often as I can because it's fun, it's crazy, and you know, we've got a good thing going. You know, we were all friends before the game started, and it's just a nice little thing. So yeah. So I would say this is the end of episode 1, the introduction. Stay tuned for episode 2. I don't have a working title yet, but basically it's going to be fun and interesting. It's literally the adventure that we got through last night. So hopefully, you know, once a week I'll have something about this, or you know, once every couple weeks, because some dungeons take a couple weeks because we only have a couple hours, one day a week to really play through our campaign. So yeah, stick around for that. I will have these videos up as soon as I can make them. So until then, you know, stick around, roll some dice, sit back and enjoy the adventure, and you know, maybe I'll talk about more D&D related stuff as I go along, because I don't know, because I can. So until next time, everyone, have fun, stay safe, keep hydrated, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.